Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this one here tonight because our guest hasn't been here on Sportswire Radio in a while. But the last time he was here, he made waves. He made waves about coming to America. No, I'm not talking about the Eddie Murphy movie. He's talking about really coming to America. We're also going to talk about what is going on in the world of BWDU. We're most certainly going to talk about Wrestling Zero and, well, that showdown between Striker and Yoshimatsu Matsuda. And are we done with Mr. Matsuda? Because after all, I mean, I thought we were going to see a clear winner in the trilogy of the rubber match. We didn't get that. We'll get into that. We'll also talk about what about that other championship on the right-hand side of the corner of our guest. And he has literally got so many championships, our guest, that I don't even know how he's carrying them here. Literally, I mean, boy, at this point, he might need a suitcase. He might need luggage. Well, I'll get into all of that. We'll also talk about what about a tournament that our guest was involved in a few months ago. We'll most certainly discuss that. We'll talk about, is he done with the realm in Wrestling Zero? And we're going to certainly talk about anywhere else and anything that this man has on his mind. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I always talk about who's the person to replace me, who's the man that should do it. And this is the person that actually has the experience to do it. He was the host, after all, of the Wired Up podcast, and he interviewed a slew of probably everybody else that's been on here. And maybe he should be the one to still have the baton passed to him, because even though technically I'm sort of working alongside him as a commissioner of Wrestling Zero Thunder, I still think at the end of the day, this very well might be the person that should take over for me on Sportswire Radio, because I think people are getting sick of me here in the chat. Everybody else is getting sick of me out there, but enough about that. I digress. I am going to give this man an introduction. As a matter of fact, since the last time I've seen him, I've even noticed he's got an ear piercing now. We'll talk about that and everything that you want in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that our guest, Wrestling Zero, and BWDU have most certainly built here. Sportswire Radio to have gotten us to 1,350 subscribers. It is now time to start or close the weekend off, depending on where you are, and give our guests that, well, championship-like introduction. Even though I might be, let's just say, should be in bed right now on Sudafed and NyQuil, I'm still going to give him that introduction that he deserves, because no matter rain, sleet, holiday, Sportswire Radio is always here 24/7, 365 a year. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one couple radio station. So, with that, wait for it! Further ado, here on the Sports Report. Number one, global sports show. A man who you might want to call is the belt collector. A man that you might want to say Kenny Omega has nothing on. A man that very well could be the premier world-class champion of the entire backyard and underground wrestling circuit. He is the reigning, defending Wrestling Zero champion, the reigning, defending BWDU champion, and the reigning, defending UPW International Champion. He was famously the host of the historic Wired Up podcast. We are now wired up on Sportswire Radio because his name is simply put the Hardcore Kid Ace The champ is here. My friend, how are we doing?
I gotta say, it's definitely good to be back on Sportswire Radio. And every time I come on to this show, I still don't know how you do those long introductions, but I am doing great.
Well, you didn't have to do them on your show, but I will tell you at this point, I don't know how I've done in the last 5 days either, because I have been sick as a dog. I'm about to have another Sudafed in a minute, and my voice has been killing me since Nathaniel Rage came on sports, but that was actually Tuesday night. But I guess at this point, you just do it. At this point, the people, I think I did one show with the IMF gang, and I didn't do the intro, which kind of saved me a little bit. But, it is what it is. People don't expect anything less. And Ace Reed, we've certainly got you back in prime time. A lot of people are here in the chat. I had a feeling of that. So let's start off here, I guess, maybe. Let's go in the world of Wrestling Zero, because I know there's a lot to talk about in BWD. I'm going to get to that. But for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you and Wrestling Zero most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio. Ace Reed, I saw Stryker. I know your history with Stryker. And I saw him interrupt and appear face-to-face with Yoshi Matsuda. But I saw you, and you walked away. And I ask you, Ace Reed, why did you walk away from Stryker?
Well, first off, I'm going to put these championships off
you
of my
might as well. Ace, you're going to be here. Well, it's not your podcast where you do 45 minutes and you sit there. It's going to be animated here on Sportswire. You haven't been here in a while, and I suspect you have a lot to say, and I suspect you're going to have a big chat tonight, Ace. So, yeah, that might be a good idea, Ace. We want to keep you at full strength at Wrestling Zero because we know Matsuda's career is over in 10 days. So, thank you for doing that, Ace. We appreciate you. But go ahead.
So, the latest episode of Wrestling Zero Stampede, Stryker finally showed up. And yes. I'm not going to lie, I kind of was not expecting that. But then I realized I really wanted to attack him then. But at the same time, I realized, you know what? It's Yoshi Matsuda's moment. He's been waiting for that moment. I've already had my moments with him. So I'm like, okay, we'll give him his moment. It's what he always wanted. So I'm going to respect that. And I'm going to let him have it. And that's exactly what I did. And the only reason why I didn't attack him, because I'm saving it for the next ETW show called Backyard Madness, where it will be a tag team elimination match. It will be me versus my brother, my partner in crime, my blood, King Chaos, versus Stryker and Outcast. And if we win, I will finally capture the ETW Elite Championship. But if they win, they will capture my brother's ETW Havoc Championship. And I'm not going to let that happen until the day I die.
Strong words, but all right. And I got that. I'll put up the whole confrontation in a minute. But Ace, I love you. You know that you're a favorite all time here. And I know you're saying the right things. But your history with Stryker, I think in some ways is more personal than Matsuda's history to him. And you just walk away. You don't even want to say nothing to him and just saving it for ETW. That's it? Ace, that's it?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like I've been in the game long enough to know what to do and what not to do. So I realized that, I think I did make the right choice by walking away, because if I attacked him, there definitely would have been a massive brawl out.
But wouldn't that what you have wanted?
Yeah, you're right. It would be what I've wanted. But at the same time, I do want my opponents to be 100% in my matches. So I feel like if I did attack him then, I feel like it'd be a coward move of me to do. So that is why I saved him for Backyard Madness.
All right. I mean, I guess I sort of buy that. Okay, we'll talk about maybe that in a few minutes. But this is a match that's long anticipated then. Matsuda and Stryker. Stryker is one of the very best, not just in Australia, but in the world. I mean, he is, pound for pound. I saw what you did with him in your match with him in BWDU a few months ago. Everybody has talked about that at length. So what do you expect here with Matsuda and Striker? I mean, this is for all intensive purposes. This is the end of the Shogun here. I mean, the OGS, this is what he wants. This is his grand finale, and it's going to be Striker. He spoke about that here a couple of days ago on Sportswire. So, what do you expect there between Striker and Yoshimatsu Matsuda?
Well, the one thing that I expect is, as much of a good opponent that I am to Matsuda, I reckon Striker is going to bring the best out of Matsuda, because when me and Striker faced off, as much as I don't like the guy, I'll at least admit that he was my best opponent yet. And I bet that in Final Showdown, Night 2, main event, Matsuda will definitely have the best match of his career against Striker.
Do you feel like, because of the way things ended with you and Matsuda and that whole thing with the Realm and everything else in the match not getting a finish, that we'll never know who's better between you and Matsuda? Think about it, right? You won one, he won one, and then we had a non-finish in the third one. His career is over in a matter of days. There's no going back. His injuries are what they are, and we were lucky to even get another extension in his career after what he said, I think about a month and a half ago here on Sportswire. So do you feel like still that there's a what if between you and Matsuda, because we're not going to get a finish on who's the clear winner between you and him?
I mean, in the span of how many days left? About 10-ish days that it's left for the year.
Yeah.
I guess only time can tell within those certain amount of days, but at the same time, if me and him did go 1-on-1 against, I'd win.
But what? Well, I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, yeah, he's going to tell you, I'm the show. I'll give you his speech, I'm sure, but it still has to give you some, I guess, I don't want to say just sadness, but in a way, kind of a what if, really. I think it's a what if question, because you and him, I mean, it was great that we got to see these matchups over the summer and the fall, but now we're not going to see it one more time, and this time a clear winner. Who was the best? It was basically a draw. You won one, he won one, and the third one was a draw. So there's no what if to you to say, hey, you know what? I wonder.
I mean, it's not like that I don't think about that, like I do, because
right.
It was unfortunate of how the way it ended, because, the score was 1-1. It's a best out of 3. But I guess only time can tell, I guess. I mean, at the moment, I want to deal with the Realm. That's definitely something that I need to take care of.
No question about that here, and we're going to put it up on the screen for a few minutes, and we'll get into the segment of Striker, Matsuda, and yourself. We saw at the end of the show, the Realm is now growing in numbers. I mean, what's your thoughts then on the Realm? That's obviously something that you are going to have to deal with here in Zero coming up.
Look, I had no problem with the Realm. What? The Realm. There we go. I had no problem. I had no problem with the Realm, as long as they didn't stay. My apologies. If they stayed out of my
business, it's been a while
since
you've been on. I got that.
Yeah. If they stay out of my business, I would have stayed out of theirs, and that's how exactly it was going until they attacked me with the match with me and Matsuda. That was round 3, and I'm like, okay, You want to interfere with my business? I'll interfere with yours. So as you see right now that is going on, I called out Yoshimatsu Matsuda, and we formed a temporary alliance to take down the Realm. And hopefully we successfully do that at Final Showdown.
I was going to ask you about that. You and Matsuda had a weird sort of history these last few months on screen, but you're having basically a truce temporarily. I mean, is that the right move for you?
I feel like it is the best move. I mean, there's like four, maybe even like six of them at this point. I lost count, but it's them against me and just my brother. And I feel like as much as the experience that we have in the industry, I feel like we still are outnumbered. So that is why we formed with OTS. And sure, I may not be 100% on the decision because I'm not gonna lie, at this very scene right here, I definitely
Yep.
thought that Yoshimatsu Matsuda was gonna hit me with like a dragon fist or
I'm gonna be honest, because I obviously said something about it 2 weeks ago on Thunder. You guys have certainly, had some issues. I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Just watching it, and I'm a Wrestling Zero guy. I mean, I just would have thought you guys would have just continued to brawl, and it would have had gotten broken up, and just I would have thought it wouldn't have where you just walked away and let Matsuda have that moment with Stryker. It seems like, yeah, you guys have had at least some kind of temporary alliance for whatever's left here in the future for Matsuda.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was ready for like any outcome to come out at this point. Like I was ready for him to hit me with a dragon fist or a riot javelin because he's been hitting me with that every time that we come in contact. And I was like, okay, if he tries to hit it again, I'm gonna knock his ass out. But luckily, that did not happen, and we formed that temporary alliance successfully, and hopefully that we will go on top at Final Showdown against the Realm.
We're going to certainly find out here. I'm going to get to the chat in a little while. I'm going to put the Wrestling Zero YouTube page up so we can go hit the sub button, and I'm going to certainly get into BWDU here. But, I mean, the Realm obviously have grown here in numbers, and they are a problem. We spoke about the numbers game. So how do you offset the numbers game? Because we know that the Realm now is grown in numbers, and Ragnar found that out firsthand.
Yeah, I saw that backstage. I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. Like a new guy is joining the Realm, which honestly, I didn't think it was the smartest decision for him to make. So now it's about around four members that are in the Realm now. And I feel like with the temporary alliance with OTS and World Class, I definitely feel like that we have got some sort of help and some sort of backup in a way, just as long as we keep it civil and, no disagreements are made, then it should be a smooth ride.
We're going to watch Stryker come in here in a minute, but what has your brother added to Zero?
Well, as people saw, my brother made his debut at Wrestling Zero and actually won his first match against the guy right there, Yoshimatsu Matsuda, who won the national championship against him. And I believe after that, it was round 3 with me and him at the main event. I think it was called WrestleDawn.
I think so. I think so.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. And luckily, my brother was there to assist me. And, he sticks by my side. Like, blood is thicker than water. So, he's my brother. Sure. He's going to stick by my side.
Understood. That makes sense. Definitely makes sense. And I was kind of had to ask you this to, maybe because you've got 3 belts and think about whatever the future will be with Matsuda's career, but he's got the Sportswire Championship. Now, Ace, you've been on Sportswire a lot over these past almost 2 years, and I have to wonder if that's something else in your, horizon, something that you want to have, because the Sportswire Championship, and I mean, who in Wrestling Zero has been more Sportswire than you? I mean, after all, you're the reason that we're talking Wrestling Zero. You're the reason why that we were introduced to Mr. Matsuda in the company just over 5 months ago. So is that something you're eyeing after, let's say, this temporary alliance is maybe to the side, or is that it's a pretty belt? I mean, is it something that you would like to have going forward?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I think it does make sense because, I think I hold the record for the most comments on Sportswire Radio. Besides
I think
Zilla,
it's you and I was gonna say I think originally you would have had it, but like Zilla's here, like even when I'm interviewing like you American football players, like she's here, like she does nothing about it, but she's here. So you would have had the record until like 3 months ago. Then like Zilla has like literally been here Zilla's amazing. But there he is. I mean, Stryker is here.
That Zilla is in the chat.
Yes, she's in the chat, and she's really been waiting for you, by the way. And I gotta say, she's been asking about you coming on since Thursday. I think since Omen Black was here at his latest appearance, I think she was like, "When is Ace Reed coming on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's here. Don't worry, Ace is back." So, but yes, Zilla is here.
I definitely appreciate the support.
Well, we got a lot of people in the chat.
I definitely
tonight, so
appreciate it.
We love Zilla, but I know you don't love Stryker, but Stryker has made it.
There he is. But as your question earlier, yeah, I definitely do see myself holding the Sportswire Championship in the future. I think it does make sense as well because I am the youngest Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer too. So I feel like the roles definitely match. And there's the stare. There's the stare with me.
I was like, that was my first thing on my mind. I'm like, just to walk away. Just walked away and let Matsuda and Stryker have. Yeah. I mean, it's a great moment, but I just know with I think your history is more personal with him than Yoshi's.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been in the industry for about like 6 to 7 years, something like that.
Yep.
So I definitely know how the game works, and as much of a hatred that I have for Stryker, I know that I need to save myself for Backyard Madness for him. Because once I capture that ETW Elite Championship, now you can really call me the belt collector of Australian Backyard Wrestling because I will be holding 4 world championships in Australia, which I don't think it's been done before. And even if it has, it's been seen like very few times.
I don't know if anybody on Sportswire, I've been doing this for 6 years. And I don't know if somebody can correct me in the chat. I know Comatose had 3 belts. RPD had 3 belts. You got 3. I know RPD definitely had 3 belts a couple times. Comatose had 3 for a period. But I don't know if anybody's had 4 belts at once that's ever been on here. So that would be kind of an interesting tidbit if you do get that. That would be very, very unique. Once again, you're another first for you, Ace.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've also got the ETW Immortalized briefcase, which is basically Money in the Bank. So even if I don't win at Backyard Madness, I can still cash in on any other show that he competes in. Hell, maybe I'll even cash in at Final Showdown. Who knows?
Yes, I do see people. We're going to, hang on in the chat. I do want to give a plug to Wrestling Zero. If you hear, that's Wrestling Zero's YouTube. Do me a favor. Go give a sub to Wrestling Zero. We're inching closer, ever so close, to 150 subs. We're actually at 127, which is a good thing. Because I remember when Wrestling Zero was at like 43 subscribers or something like that. So we've moved along pretty nicely. So we're definitely moving up the ranks. I'd like to see a little bit more progress. But 127 is nothing to be ashamed of. We're doing very well. So that's the channel. I want to certainly come back to that in a little while. So obviously spoke about some of that, spoke about Stryker, spoke about Matsuda. I did want to ask you one more thing on Zero, and I know it's a personal one, but I have to ask you, Konakumi.
Sure.
Obviously just a really, terrible loss for us, all of us here in Wrestling Zero. And even I think for the wrestling community, just going way too soon, totally unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
And I was wondering, just your memories of Kumi and just what did Konakumi mean to you?
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't have much memories of her, but I will say that I don't think if it weren't for her reaching out to me and BWDU, I don't think we would be, sitting here right now talking about Wrestling Zero.
I agree with that, and I think Ace is off the screen, but I think he's going to come right back on. He might be having... There you go, Ace. All right, go ahead. You were saying, go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
God, you were saying?
I don't think if it weren't for her, I don't think we would be talking here about Wrestling Zero, and I don't think if it weren't for her that I wouldn't have the Wrestling Zero World Championship. And it is unfortunate what happened to her, and it should not have happened to anyone.
Yeah.
And I send my thoughts and prayers. I really wanted to be at the tribute show, but I had a lot of personal issues that I had to take care of, and luckily I did that. And
Good.
luckily, pretty much, yeah, the next time that I showed up on Wrestling Zero, I send my thoughts and prayers. And
That's good.
yeah, I definitely do think that it's very unfortunate on what happened. And I sent my condolences to Yoshi Matsuda when it happened. As much back then, as much as I didn't like him, I'm not a complete asshole. Like, I'll send my sympathy, of course, because
Sure.
what
Yeah,
he went through.
it's
No one should have
terrible.
gone through
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's a terrible loss for all of us, and we want to give our thoughts and
Yeah.
prayers to obviously everybody impacted. And I do have one more question on wrestlers. And Matsuda has been talking about this for weeks. And I have to ask you from afar. Jay Ryan, he was supposed to be the next OG. He was supposed to be the guy after Matsuda. And I noticed this a little bit mentioned during commentary on
Jay,
this past weekend show. And from afar, what has happened with Jay Ryan? Jay Ryan was supposed to be the next Shogun, and it's almost like, is he on like a milk carton? Is he on like witness protection?
I mean, I'm as confused as you are about this scenario. I mean, last time that I saw it, he got smacked the shit out of by Yoshimatsu Matsuda at the tribute show. But and then ever since then, he hasn't showed up, and I've barely like seen him. I'm pretty sure the only time that I saw him was when he hit me with the tag team championship that he had at the time, when me and Yoshimatsu Matsuda first faced off. And after that, he showed his respect, I showed mine. But ever since then, I don't remember much about him besides him getting smacked. But
yeah, because it's weird because he came on Sportswire, I think, right after Yoshi kind of named him to be the next Shogun, and then he obviously sort of had the change in character a little bit, and then we had the tribute show, and I think it was about a month ago, and since then, nothing. And he's been referenced. Where is he? Why hasn't he shown up? And I was just, from afar, just curious on that, because here's a guy that's basically anointed, almost like if Vince at the time, not Vince McMahon now, obviously, but if Vince
God no,
yeah, obviously, but like Vince McMahon anointing somebody, the next big thing, like all those years ago. You think about the names he anointed, Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre. Well, McIntyre didn't turn out until years later, but, name after name, right? And that's kind of, to me, what I was under the impression with Jay Ryan. And Jay had this whole thing, I really earned it. Matsuda helped me. I was homeless. He did so much for me. He was so great. And then here he is. I don't know where he is anymore. It was almost like, was all that a lie? Was all that a show? What was? I mean, I know it's nothing to do with you, but I think that whole situation is rather bizarre.
Yeah, I did find it bizarre as well, because I thought to myself, okay, I know the plan. He's basically been taken under Yoshimatsu Matsuda's wing.
Yep.
And, when the time's right, he was going to be the next Shogun, but then he claimed himself as the Shogun. I'm pretty sure he got tired of waiting for him to claim that. But then at the same time, I'm like thinking to myself, when is he going to show up? And that's what I'm questioning myself right now, actually, because he disappeared on the face of the earth and no one's seen him. And now I'm pretty sure Nate Ryan has taken over, and I'm pretty sure he's the new Shogun. Now, at this point, I don't even know who the Shogun is, because
it's almost like, what was the point of Shoguns?
Yeah, claiming it.
Well, it almost makes it a mockery. That's why Mr. Matsuda's changed names a bit. But yeah, I mean, not to bring it up, but it was just, again, and he talked about Matsuda in such a way that made you think, boy, this guy got a home from Matsuda. Matsuda was training him. Matsuda's talked about his history, spoke about him so well. And then it's like, now he hasn't even shown up on TV. Matsuda's got it out for him, understandably so. And I don't know, just like a bizarre, like you said, it's obviously you don't know, but I just thought it'd be a point to bring up. But I tell you what we could do in the meantime before we get to some other things. You got to follow Wrestling Zero. I know the people in and out tonight. Hit the sub button for Wrestling Zero, Wrestling_Zero. Very excited about Zero, some shows coming up. I think my face will be on the next Thunder episode because I'm going to be able to record my videos probably tomorrow. So I'm going to do that. And we're here with the hardcore kid, Ace Freed, who literally has so many belts that I wonder what he'll do with the fourth belt. He's talking about the Sportswire title. He's got the briefcase basically in ETW. And I don't know how this guy's going to get around, but he'll have to figure it out. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. I wanted to talk to you about one championship you do hold, the UPW International Championship. I mean, talk to me about how you picked up that since your last appearance. What's going on there with that?
Right here, the UPW International Championship.
That's a big belt. Hey, that's a big belt. You're a tall guy. That's a big belt.
Yeah, it is a big belt. I mean, I made it myself, so But anyway, moving aside from that, UPW. Now, many people don't know what UPW is. Many people don't know what UPW is, and I'm thinking to myself, why don't I, help them out? So,
right.
a few of their guys came here, Mr. Thief Days, and unfortunately they shut down. They were a pretty small federation in the Australian backyard wrestling industry, and their past few champions, Mr. Thief held it for 500 days, lost it at Beach Blast against Days. And
I
was having my celebration ceremony. Ceremony. Yes. I was having my celebration ceremony with my brother, and then I wanted a new opponent to face. I wanted fresh blood. And then Days came along, and he wanted to interfere with my business, and he put the UPW title on the line as well. So it was a winner takes all in the episode Thursday Night Tango, which has got I believe 900 views now on YouTube. Yeah. And me and him, we put up a good match, I reckon. I reckon it's probably one of the best matches in my career that I've had. But I captured this, and now my apologies, I'm counting. Yeah. The fourth time in my career, in the span of this year, I am a triple world champion. Now, that you got to admit is impressive. Being a triple champion 4 times within
I've always been impressed. But everybody knows. Everybody's impressed with you. They're not. People wouldn't say Ace Reed. Oh, listen, you have a high name recognition. They know you from the podcast. They know you from here. They've now seen you in your own company. Your own company had 1,000 subs. We're going to definitely talk about that. People have seen your matches with Stryker. I mean, I think, I'm going to say it. I was thinking about this as you came on. You've really come a long way too, though. I know you've been doing this a while, but you're starting to put some muscle on now. You're wrestling guys that have more experiences. You were this guy just known before, in the Backyard Wrestling Nexus. You were this guy known in the Wired Up podcast, and those things are great. I love the Nexus. I know you're still in the Nexus. I love the Nexus. BWDU's got a lot of followers. We're going to definitely get into that. But I really feel like you really, the last, 6 or 7 months, 8 months, I feel like you've come into your own. I know you're doing training. I know that was a thing we talked about last. We're going to get to the American tour. I feel like that you're just scratching the surface, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit, yeah, because I'm pretty sure you remember as well, the first time that I showed up on Sportswire Reddit, I'm pretty sure I established this in the last time that I was here as well. I was this shy, quiet kid who was trying to make a name for myself and, trying to learn from the best.
Yeah, you were I remember the first time you came here a year and a half ago, it was like, all right, am I doing community service? And then each time you come here, it's I feel like I'm But I mean, it's also age. You're obviously now, eight going on 18, and you're obviously coming of age, and you're learning. Obviously, Matsuda's tree, his experience, the war with Stryker. So I mean, it is natural. You're evolving, and you're coming into your own. And I think that that's a natural thing. And I think that we've gotten a chance to see that. And listen, go back in the tape and look at Aaron Blaze. Aaron Blaze wasn't Aaron Blaze the way he is. James Taylor was in the chat. James Taylor could say whatever he wants. He wasn't James Taylor today back, when he was your age, like 100 years ago. I know that was funny, right? But, like you go back, Anthony Steele wasn't Anthony Steele when he started his career in the yard, 6 years ago. I mean, there's a list of people. I think that if you look back, you have to start somewhere. I mentioned today Ace Christian, another Ace, right? He's coming back here in 2 weeks. He's basically your age, and he's another one that he's coming to his own. And I feel it. I talk to him, I see him, and the way he's conducting himself, and I think that's where you've been. But I kind of feel like in these last, like 6 or 7 months from who you've been wrestling and where you are, I think that's we're starting to see you come into your own and transition into whatever phase of your career is coming up.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Like, I never expected to get to the place where I am today. Like, if I told myself around 2 to 3 years ago that I would be where I am right now, doing cool flips and basically just improving my wrestling skill and learning under the best in the industry, my past self would not have believed that. But, there's always room for improvement. There's always room to change, and I'm glad that I did get to do that, and I am glad that I did get to learn from the best, not just in Australia, but also, watching other people's progress as well.
Yeah, well, you interviewed a lot of people too, so you networked. I mean, you had Delta on, you had Blaze, you had CJ Black, you had Jason Storm, so you had a lot of guys come on the pod. So you saw all those things, and I think that you've definitely, come into your own. And the earring I've noticed since the last time you've been here. What made you get an earring? I don't remember you 2 years ago with an earring. So talk to me about the ear piercing now. You're definitely showing you're a hardcore kid. After I guess you're a hardcore kid, you should probably get one of your ears pierced, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fashion choice. It's a fashion choice.
It's funny. When I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I think there was 1 year I wanted a piercing, for like a minute. I was like 13 or 14, and my dad was like, "No, you don't want to get an earring. You're not going to get an earring." Here I am with mutton chops and long hair now. You don't want to get an earring. Trust me, guys get one, and I had one, and you don't want to get that tattoo. You don't want to get any of that, and I still am supposed to get one, and I haven't got it yet, But yeah, so the earring is something that it's a fashion statement. And is it also a part of you coming into your own, being your own identity also?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That's a good point. Okay. All right. So you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's get to the chat. There's a couple of things. I want to get to BWDU next. We have a lot to talk about there. So let's get to everybody here in the chat. I'm going to put some links up in the description in a minute. Zilla is in the house. First comment, of course. Zilla is basically
Zilla.
Ace, you are no longer have the most comments in history, because Zilla literally, I don't know how many comments she's had here, and it's got to be about 8 or 9 months worth, but she's got to have like 100,000 comments. I don't know how many, but
I'm okay with her taking the record. I mean, it's Zilla after all, so we
appreciate
you, Zilla.
Yeah, have you met Zilla? Well, she's been on Instagram with a couple of guys. Were you ever on a stream with her on Instagram, or am I missing you? Somebody else?
Actually, I was. I was with training with Yoshimatsu Matsuda, and Zilla decided to join. And I'm pretty sure, Zilla will know what I'm talking about, because I may have had a few drinks when I was over there at Wrestling Zero, and I may have asked her some questions about her, if she wants to be a wrestler.
Yeah, she's been talking. She mentioned you wrestling one of the streams, and she mentioned certain people she wants to wrestle. Your name has come up, so yes, that's the case. Thank you, Zilla. I don't know, I might look like a goat, but thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. My friend Nathaniel Rage is here. Let me give Nathaniel Rage a big little plug, because Nathaniel Rage is another guy to become a recent favorite of mine. and he's got a program called House of Rage Productions. He's also, speaking of people who he's got a promo battle with, he's got a promo battle with Devin Adams, who a lot of people know Devin Adams. So if you'd like to follow Nathaniel Rage, go give him a sub. He's at House of Rage Productions. He's definitely a guy that you're going to see back on Sportswire very soon again, and definitely check him out. House of Rage Productions. I put the YouTube link up in the chat. Go out there, give him a sub. Zilla does love and appreciate you. As I told you, pretty much you knew that anyway. So we'll take that off the screen. We'll let Nathaniel stay on the screen. And we appreciate Nathaniel. But I know one guy that you may not appreciate so much, Mr. Rob Ryan, a part of the Realm, one half of those tag team champions, but he just says hello. Anything else? No?
I'm just going to leave it as it is. Rob, all I'm saying, watch out. That's all I'm saying. Just watch out.
Well, commentary was like, you know, Rob Ryan's a good guy, got potential, but he's with the wrong people. That's what I heard during the commentary.
Yeah, I heard that from the commentary as well. I mean, the way that I look at it, it's kind of like, you know, Sami Zayn and the Bloodline in a way.
Did you see? Speaking of that, did you see that picture? There was a Photoshop picture of Sami Zayn and the haircut like the Usos. Did you see that somewhere? It had me dying, bro. I gotta tell you what. I mean, yeah, they really were going to some DMX concert back in 2000, whatever it was. Yeah, that was definitely that. Yeah, maybe Rob Ryan's the next Sami Zayn. Who the hell knows? Yes, hello to Rob Ryan. I'm going to get to traveling. You know what? I'm going with that next. I'm going there because I want to say BWDU for less, but that's some friends of mine in Roseburg, Oregon. That
sure.
Might want to put them on your itinerary rather than the last appearance where certain companies with certain we'll go leave it at that. Hello there. Rob did ask you how you been. He said, "How you been, Ace Reed?" How you been?
No, I'm just going to go along with it. I'm doing good.
How you been?
I'm doing great. I'm the triple champ. Of course I'm doing great.
Well, yeah, Christmas came early, right? Gold. Yeah. What does UPW stand for? Will I take a drink?
The UPW stands for Ultimate Pro Wrestling. It was a backyard wrestling company that was in, I believe, Sydney, Australia.
Yeah, I actually have the Instagram. Yeah, I got the Instagram. I actually have it right in front of me. I did have it. Yep, I got it right in front of me. And if you want to check them out, Zilla, give them a follow. Ace is one of the champions. And there they are. See, that's UPW. And yes, they're in Sydney. South Wales.
They were based in Sydney, Australia. They started off in 2021, but unfortunately did shut down this year. But then, you know, some of their guys from their roster moved to BWDU. And, you know, that's just how it went, pretty much.
Yeah. That's how it goes. You know, what can you say? But that's their page. Check them out. Ace is one of the champions. Also, yes, we're happy Ace is back too, Zilla. Yes, we're very happy. Ace is always one of my favorites. Sometimes I have shows and I'm like, not with Ace. Ace is one of the all-time OGs on Sportswire.
Maybe when you first met me, but now it's definitely good.
I mean, but you always were in the chat, though. I always had a soft spot for you because I always felt like you wanted to be here. Like, you know, I knew you'd become something. I said it was always something in you. You know, you had the podcast. I would listen to your podcast a lot. Like, I think you had something. You know, could you have been like a lot of Nexus members? I don't know. But I think there was always something about you that I think that, you know, you were going to go somewhere. Speaking of people who were here Friday, but I really hope have better Wi-Fi next time. Mr. Hillbilly Tilly is in the house, and the shot caller from the holler from our friends over in the AWL, which I don't know what has happened with the AWL, but hello to our friends there in Alabama. Probably another company that's off your list because they haven't done anything. I don't know. I love AWL. I just don't know what they've been up to. I didn't know that Ace Reed's brother was King Chaos. Well, now you do. I think it was mentioned during the telecast. All right, commentary mentioned that. I feel like they did. Commentary mentioned in Written Zero that you and King Chaos were brothers. I think it was definitely brought up. Zilla has a problem with the Realm, and so do you, and she's upset and mad about it.
Good.
Yes, we agree. We agree. That's Wrestling Zero's link. Speaking of people, you know, I got to ask you about this, James. Speaking of travelers, James Taylor shows up in the IMF. I mean, people were like doubting it. Soldier himself, I'm sure you heard about that, was saying, "No, Taylor, he ain't showing up." Justin Parsley, another traveling savant was kind of chuckling at it, and lo and behold, James Taylor showed up. He showed up in Iowa, and what did you make of that from afar? Before we get to your traveling journey soon.
Well, I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, James Taylor was someone that I guess you can kind of say looked up to when I was still learning through my, through the way of
now
gain my wrestling experience.
Now you look down on him because you're a lot taller than him. But there was a joke.
But yeah, despite his age, I'll admit he can still wrestle. Like
I'll tell you what, I mean, I don't know what happened afterwards, but I watched the match he had with Felix Jones. Felix Jones, by the way, put on a hell of a match with CJ Black a couple months ago in ROW, and they had a really good match. I mean, James and Felix Jones had a really, kind of face bad guy type of match. It was a solid match. It was a good little 8-9 minute match, and James, he always had. Yeah. Listen, how about the guy that I met not too long ago, Mr. Gabe Sayers? And I asked Gabe Sayers about James Taylor, and I was like, Gabe, what about James Taylor? I mean, you've met him, you wrestled him. Like, what was he like? And he said, Tom, James Taylor, professional, great guy, easy to work with, was just very, very amendable. And I really liked him a lot and recommend him. And there you have it. So, and that's me. And what do you think about Ace? I would definitely have rather have had you in the photo instead. But I got Gabe Sayers. I mean, you guys do kind of look alike. I mean, you look a little bit alike.
I was about to say, I got told from some certain people that me and him kind of do look alike, and I'm like, yeah, I see it.
He's about how tall are you now? How tall are you now?
I'm like 6'1", 6'2", somewhat around that.
I think you're like just like an inch taller than Gabe. Gabe is like, I'm 6 foot. Gabe is right around my height. So you might just a little, but you guys look alike though, you and Gabe.
Yeah. I was surprised when I first saw him. I was like, I don't know if it's just me thinking, but he kind of does look a lot like me. And then I eventually heard from some other people that me and him do look a lot like. And I'm like, okay, so it's not me being crazy. It actually is.
No, you don't. No, I can tell you, and I've met the man personally. I'm one of the people I met him, obviously. I spent some time with him, and you guys do look alike. Yeah. And you remind me of him a little bit too, because Gabe's story is kind of similar to yours in some regards, that he's evolved a lot over the past year or two. So that's it. Yes. And I'll still rather have met you than Gabe, but we'll hopefully meet you soon. We'll get to that in about 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, but I'm there for family, and Realm is ready for what is to come. Realm is ready for what is to come, good sir. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, thank you.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, let's move on.
Follow WDU on Instagram. Who else we got? Hi to the owner, James Taylor. One of my buddies. Speaking of hardcore, my buddy, Mr. Ox McCoy. I don't know if you've seen Ox on my Instagram page, but this guy is really like hardcore. His opponent. He was talking about he's a Pokemon player, and he was going to basically fold him up and challenge him to a duel, and basically use one of his own hardcore superpowers. But this guy Ox McCoy, he's bound in blood, reigns in blood, sends his messages in blood, and maybe you'll meet him when you come to America. But
maybe there is a lot of people that I want to meet when I come to America. But I guess
you should meet Ox, by the way. Yeah, you should definitely meet Ox. He wants to meet me, but he wants to put me through a table rather than meet me. Yeah, Ox is a cool guy. Wants to put me through a table, but yes, he's our hardcore champion. How you doing? And speaking of people that are here, and the Sportswire champ has arrived.
Sportswire Radio champion, the OGS.
He's here. I know nothing about that. I don't know anything about that right now. You're drunk on eggnog. You're getting ready for Christmas, I see there. Were you excited for Christmas this year? What do you want? I was asking my guest Joe Starr this yesterday. So what do you want for Christmas this year? What's on the Christmas wish list other than more championship gold?
Well, there's only one thing that I want for Christmas this year, and that is kicking the Realm's ass. Enough said.
That's a great idea. I would have said Sydney Sweeney or something like that, but people don't want me to have that. They would, my bank account could pay for it, but that's a different show for a different time. Yes, House of Rage Productions. Who else we got? Oh, you know what? What a great thing here that I really get a chance to. Speaking of America, what a great segue. I hear you now. Speaking of segues, there's this guy, Chase Wakefield. This guy is the Bitcoin billionaire. He was here Friday, had a big turnout, and he is going to have a wedding. He's going to have this wedding wrestling invitation. It's called the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. And I was wondering, since you are coming to America next year, would you like to be invited to this? Would you like to wrestle in this? I mean, what's your impressions on this guy, Chase Wakefield, and his Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational? What's your thoughts on that while I segue Mr. Wakefield here?
I believe I did hear about the wedding. I definitely heard about Chase Wakefield before. I haven't watched too much of him, so I'll definitely need to do my homework about him. What company does he wrestle for?
He wrestles for DBW, VTW, which, he's done some work in VTW. He's wrestled in Amplified Wrestling, in the independent circuit. He's been around. He's been around probably for about 9 or 10 years. He's definitely a guy that's been around the block. Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't know too much about this wedding invitation thing. I don't know too much about that, but I'll definitely do my homework about that and see what it's looking like next year.
Yeah, you should definitely, I think, check it out. And the reason you should check it out also is because at his wedding invitational, he's going to wind up having Aaron Blaze take on D'Angelo the Flame. Aaron Blaze came back onto Sportswire, and he spoke about that. And Mr. LaFlame, who I know is out here somewhere, and he's wrestling him. So that's obviously some things here coming up. So we'll definitely get into that. And I'm gonna say, hopefully you show up to the wedding. And maybe if you show up, I'll show up. And maybe you should wrestle, but. That's Mr. Wakefield's page. Go give him a follow. He's become a favorite on Sportswire. He had a lot of views on Friday. I mean, he's become now, he's going, I'm going to say this. He's turning like into James Taylor territory, Omen Black, Jack Delta. He had like that. He had 20-something people on the live. He's like becoming a big topic. Yeah, big topic. Speaking of Mr. Matsuda, and I think I know exactly where he's going with this because I do have some announcements, and I'm going to do it right now because I'm here right now. I'm fired up, and I'll send this as a clip for Mr. Matsuda. So we got a couple of things here coming up. Obviously, the main event for our friends here at Wrestling Zero. We're going to have here the main event of Wrestling Zero in the Sportswire Championship. Matsuda versus the one and only Striker. That's going to be one for the ages. We're going to have Itzangi versus Jay Ryan, the Jay Ryan. Yep, a man that we've been talking about quite a bit here in a Shiga survival match. Boy, survive if I let you here. We're also going to have Matsuda versus the Realm. And you're going to have a gauntlet match. And a gauntlet match for the Shogunate. I mean, boy, you want to talk about something there, that's going to be one for the ages. And we'll definitely put some videos up for that for sure. But also, yeah, we're going to definitely wind up having here quite a match here coming up here in the main event, in a tag team match. It's going to be the Realm, the Assassin, MB, Robbie Ryan, who we talked about, and Alex James as the Assassin MB new member against Mr. Matsuda, Johnny Ryder alongside yourself. So that's going to be quite a match there. We'll definitely put those videos up, and we'll do it in a my usual tongue and twist, but those are things that Mr. Matsuda will want. He'll get them tomorrow because my voice is going to be good enough to do it. So we'll get those then. And thank you, everybody. And follow UPW. And also, he loves the Rick and Morty attire. He loves your attire, Chase Wakefield.
Someone finally catch the eyes on it. Appreciate it.
I you know what? I didn't. What people? I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't want to say something is the wrong thing. I mean, Chase Wakefield would get it. So why the Rick and Morty attire? What's the meaning to this? Other than Merry Christmas.
I mean, I'm just trying to get into the Christmas spirit. Trying to spend a good holidays, trying to sit back and relax, despite everything that's going on with the Realm. But besides that, just trying to have a good night.
Well, you know what? I'm not taking off for Christmas. I'm here with Sean Jovi. Christmas Eve, which is Christmas your day. I'm here with Abraham Storm. The thunderous one, will be here. He's going to be rumbling, thundering, stumbling, bumbling all around the Sportswire Radio. He's going to be here coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern time, same time you are, 2 days from now. And Abraham's got a YouTube channel. I'm going to give Abraham a nice little plug here in a minute because Abraham's obviously always got something to say, and he's got 157 subs. And let me get him to 158 subs. So put Abraham's page up here. There we go. That's it. Yep, there we go. That's Abraham's page. Give him a follow. Give him a sub. Check out his content. We're going to talk a lot about it here coming up on Tuesday night, which will be Wednesday afternoon, your time. So there you go. Thank you, Abraham. We appreciate that. Who else we got? Yep. Maybe after I defeat. Yeah, he's got Matt DeMorris and GB. But I just thought it would be interesting to have you there because it would really be an international super show. Chase Wakefield wants to have the greatest wrestling super show in history, and I think he's got a really good shot at it, but it couldn't be the greatest unless you have an international flair to it. And who better international flair to add to it than Ace Reed, the hardcore kid, a man that's, really put Australian wrestling on the map. And I thought that would be great, but that's up to,
I'll tell you what.
Yep,
if I do get an invitation to this wedding, then I will consider it.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I think Wakefield wants DMs, but I'll give you his info and you guys can talk about it. Let's get to some more comments. I have a question to my greatest ally. Are you ready to whoop their asses and become the greats? Talking about the realm.
I mean, I already consider myself one of the greats, but sure. Yeah, I'm definitely ready.
Boy, Ace, you are confident. You definitely weren't confident the first appearance on Sportswire. What are you in fourth or fifth appearance? No. What are you here now? 5 times or something like that? 4 or 5 times? All right. Well, world class for Tag Champs 2024. Well, I mean, stay tuned. Yep. Hello. Who else we got in here? Chat's arriving. Got a nice little chat coming in here. Ace Reed, one question. How did you feel about the ROW Prestige Champion C Money was flirting with me? Are we at liberty to answer this on Sportswire? Is this something we should answer, or what? What happened here? First of all, well, you know what? Forget about the rest of the show. What happened here? C Money and Zilla. I mean, like, what happened?
From my perspective, at least, I was one of the first people to notice this.
Yeah.
I was on a live with Jack Delta and Aaron Blaze. Zilla sent an invite. Then, unfortunately, we couldn't get her on, so Jack Delta started a new live. Aaron Blaze and Zilla joined her. I sat back and watched. And then Zilla joined. And as soon as she joined, everyone, and I'm talking from what I know, everyone started to join that live. Like, pretty sure there was like around 20 to 30 people watching it. I was like, oh my God. Wow. And then C Money in the chat. I think he was trying to flirt with Zilla. That's from my perspective, at least. Like, I barely remember it because it was that long ago, but hey, that's what
I guess that would have been the backyard wrestling version of Travis and Taylor, I guess. That would have been the version of that, I suppose, if there would be a backyard wrestling version of that, or a backyard wrestling version of Triple H and Stephanie, or CM Punk and AJ, or Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson and Brie Bella now. Maybe that's what it is. So interesting. Speaking of people, now, I don't know if you heard about this, but Justin Parsley is now the hall monitor of Sportswire. He's the hall monitor, this guy who's got Omen Black's face on his YouTube thing. But he's a 7-time Hall of Famer. And what do you think about us having a hall monitor now on Sportswire? Apparently, this guy's the hall monitor. What do you make of that?
A hall monitor?
He's the hall monitor.
I haven't been on Sportswire in a fair minute. I won't lie, and I don't.
He just
did
it. To be fair, this is only a new development. This is like in the last Justin, like 10 days. It's a new development. This is not like 2 months ago. This is like 10 days ago, I think, or something like that.
Okay, well, I'll say it's interesting. I mean, we've seen more weirder things here on Sportswire, and I can say
that. You know what? I think there's going to be some weird things. I think I know New Year's Eve I'm here. I may do an open mic Thursday, and I'm sure there'll be some weird things on New Year's Eve, at least. Anthony Steele's birthday, who I don't know if Mr. Parsley's showing up for. You are invited to that. His birthday is next Sunday at this time, and who knows what happens there. But, yeah, there was definitely some weird moments when we look back on 24, but Mr. Parsley's the hall monitor now of Sportswire Radio. So, we'll have to see who else we got. My boy Striker, yes, Striker, yep, it is. Confirmed the realm is getting there, yeeted into the Netherlands. And I will, if you want, I'll do a video for it the usual way tomorrow. I will do that, and we can have that and put it in on Thunder's episode. I don't know why it didn't get through, but I meant to say, this is what he wanted to say. All right, let's rephrase this. Let's do the Zach Morris timeout. I don't know why it didn't get through, but I meant to say after my match with Matt DeMorris, I would love to lock up with Ace Reed.
Well, that's definitely something that I will keep in mind. Don't worry, I have got a list, and Chase Wakefield, you are added to that list.
We're gonna get to that next. You know, I think now we're starting to get the crowd wants to talk to you. So I'm noticing the last 15 minutes things have picked up. So we'll see who else is here. I'm gonna get to that. Yes, Zilla loves Justin Parsley, but not like that. Who else we got? Yep. Thank you, Abraham. How hail to Justin Parsley. Also, maybe you should put through the whole thought out the first time before you confuse me with. Oh, there's an issue between, just so you know, this was on Friday's show. Chase Wakefield's got a problem with Justin Parsley because Justin Parsley wants to wrestle on this show, but he's not allowed to wrestle. Chase Wakefield's only inviting him to watch the wedding and watch the wrestling show. And he's also said, what my suggestion was, well, why don't you just have him as a DJ? And Mr. Wakefield, because he's been upset because Parsley's been tagging Wakefield on Instagram about being in the event, Wakefield's so upset about it that he's doesn't want Parsley to wrestle on there. So that's just the whole why Mr. Parsley's upset at Mr. Wakefield, and Mr. Wakefield's upset at Mr. Parsley, and Zilla is a goddess. Well, see, Money must have thought so, right? I wouldn't say anything, you fan. Maybe I'll have you get the opportunity on day 2. Well, that's another thing. Speaking of people, by the way, that were a favorite of mine, Judas the Evil Angel, another up-and-comer who obviously has been here many times, not recently, loves your jacket. That's 2 people love the jacket.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's what I should have wore, but I said I got an old Jack Delta shirt because I always, got to put a wrestling shirt on. I couldn't find an Ace Reed shirt. Zilla is the OTS. She's protected by the Shogunate. Well, yeah, she's definitely an OTS. Getting into the holiday spirit early. Well, it's not that early anymore. It's really not. What are you, 2 days? You got 2 days, less than 2 days? It's not that really early anymore.
Yeah, less than 2 days now, pretty much, yeah.
I don't think it's early. I always look at it after the 20th. It's like not early anymore. I feel like now at this point, people are like, it's Christmas already. I mean, on Sportswire though, it's regular days. There's no, we cracked the whip on Sportswire. We're working tomorrow. I'm working Tuesday. I'm working Wednesday. But the rest of you people, you are going to get off. So for you, it's all Christmas and everything else in between. Are you still the PWF champion? You have to ask Justin Parsley that question. The backyard, Hunter and Steffi. The backyard version of Hunter and Stephanie was Kumi and I. I think he was the Zilla C Money reference. You can say that's a good, we're just throwing names out there. But I think Kumi and you can be more comparable to Stephanie and Triple H. I don't know what you want to call C Money and Zilla. Maybe it is Travis and Taylor. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what that reference is there. But thank you for at Ox. I think Ox should be like the bodyguard of Sportswire or something like that. I think if Ox, because what he does to his opponents. Let me give Ox a little follow, by the way. Ox is trying to get some more followers. So it's the holiday spirit. You support me, I'll support you. Ox is on Instagram. Go check it out. His follow ratio is not very good, so I like to see it pick up. Also, he'll put us through tables and bound us with blood. So Ox is on Instagram. Do me a favor. Go give him a follow. I usually share his post on Instagram, so go out there and share his post. Just trust me, he's really a bloody guy. So go out and share his page. That's his Instagram. Somebody go give him a follow. Get his followers up. There you go. We spell it goat. Yeah, we're not going to go there. I think I know that reference, and I said plenty on that already. Thank you. We actually did an Instagram live about that, so we're going to move on. Thank you. Yes, we love Judas. We love Matsuda. Oh, I got a Christmas T-shirt on today too. Really? You got a Christmas? Well, you know what? People play Christmas music, I suppose. I mean, if that works for you. I'm not a fan of the ugly sweaters, though. If you're in the chat, do you like the ugly sweaters? I just don't. I can't do the ugly sweaters, the slippers. I'm from Brooklyn. I can't.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I think that too. I can't.
You know what? I don't. But I'm like the ugly sweaters. They were ugly like years ago. When I don't know why they're a
Yeah.
thing. People wear these slippers and these pajamas. I remember one year my aunt gave me like pajamas. Yeah, I ain't wearing that. Listen, I mean, you forget about it. I mean, for me, I think of my
Yeah.
upbringing. Pajamas, yeah, all right, forget it. I wore pajamas like at 7. After that, no, that's not going to happen. But I'm sure somebody in the chat will disagree with me. We've been cheated out of good matches, good moments. Yes, and I said excellent point because to me, we'll never know who was the better man between you and Yoshi, and that's a point that I very much agree with, and I think that that's something I want to say. Ox eats the corn the long way. Yeah, we'll move on. Speaking of buddies, who I'm going to get to next, Comatose. I have something to say on Comatose. Evening Kingdom of the Yard and the Underground. He's talking about you. And well, actually, not everybody. We're alive. The chat has woke up. They got off to a slow start, but we got a lot of people here right now. So, maybe you put the word out. Maybe did you do like a bat signal to tell everybody to show up because we didn't have anybody here but Zilla, but now we're in double digits, so that's a good thing. I barely know what day it is at this point. Can't believe Christmas is 2 days. Yeah, but you know what it is? Well, you know what it is? In America, Thanksgiving came late this year. So it's kind of the layoff is like 4 weeks. So a lot of people, it's like, wow, I didn't know. I just like everything was late this year. So I think that's why people are like taken back a little bit. All right, who else we got here? Ace also prepares for January the Unga Bungas takeover. Good point. Yes, good point. And usually I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm going to certainly say I'm going to move to the right end. Comatose, yes, Comatose. Jay Ryan and the Realm are ugly sweaters. See what I told you about Jay Ryan? We were talking about this earlier in the show. Jay Ryan, that's just I'm not getting in the middle of that. I'm not getting in the middle of that. Comatose says he will rock an ugly ass sweater. Is it a real ugly sweater, an ugly ass sweater? I don't know what. I don't see Comatose wearing an ugly sweater for Christmas. I just don't see that. His mother, who we love, Mama Comatose, might send it. But like I said, I got pajamas one year and I never wore them. So your guess is as good as mine. I've always wanted a WWE Christmas sweater. They make those? All right.
Really?
I didn't know. That's what I'm wondering. Like, did they actually make those? Parsley, yes. What's up, Comatose? Who else we got? Boy, you got a lot of comments right now. Welcome to another Hall of Fame worthy seat. You made it. Hall of Fame. Look at from where you started first time. It was like Make-A-Wish episode. Now you're a Hall of Fame worthy episode with a big turnout tonight. You got like 12 or 13 in the live stream. You got some people talking. So that's good. It's good. What's up? Yeah, Zilla's loyal. What's up, you? Yeah, thank you. How we doing, Judas, the MF legend? What else we got? Honestly, Ace, if not for me, Inzaghi is still alive. You've always got Inzaghi to fight. Good point.
And that fucking can teleport. I got nothing to do with him. I do not want anything to do with him.
Well,
God no.
That's the IMF. I don't know. I didn't watch Winter Clash, so I don't know. And of course, what is up? Yeah, he's the Hall Monitor. You know what? Speaking of that, it's time to move on to the subject before I get to BWE to close this. America, coming to America. I hear Comatose is here. I got Judas is here. I got Ox McCoy is here. Yoshi Matsuda is here. Abraham Storm is here. And of course, the Hall Monitor, the only 7-time Hall of Famer in Sportswire Radio, Justin Parsley is here. Last time we spoke about America and it, broke the internet. We had like 500 views on Instagram. TikTok had almost 700 views. Facebook, I had like 300 views off it. So people were talking about it. So I'm going to ask you the question again. We're getting closer to you coming to America. So Ace Reed, the belt collector of Australia. I mean, how soon and we are really still coming to America?
At the moment, it is a pretty good chance, yeah. I mean, you never know. Some certain things could happen, but at the moment, it's a pretty good chance of it happening, yeah. And I've been looking at a lot of places and just thinking to myself, which one would be the best place to go? And I'm thinking, should I show up to one or should I show up to more? But at the same time, I've got a certain amount of money that I don't want to spend all of it. So I'm just trying to play smart with my choices. I mean, there's definitely a lot of places that would want me to have them on their shows. I mean, have a look. ROEW, I'm already promised a world title match by Jason Storm. So
Jason Storm, he hopefully keeps it that long should you come to America. I mean, he's going to have to still, James Taylor, I'm sure, is going to, whatever he does in IMF, he's going to now put his sights on ROEW because, James Taylor and Jason Storm don't see eye to eye. I mean, I hope that he'll still be champion for your sake.
I mean, who knows? Only time can tell. And, I've been looking at a lot of places and a lot of opponents. And, there's just so many great people out there that I want to face and, gain experience from and just have a look at them and say, I want to have a one-on-one match with them and see, what they're capable of.
Well, I got some people here right now. I got Comatose here. I got Ox McCoy. Justin Parsley's here. You and Justin Parsley, I mean, that's a match I could certainly see happen, in a place like this in Oregon. Roseburg, Oregon. You know what?
Oregon.
You got Roseburg, Oregon, and guess what? You could even get 2 for the price of 1 there because Comatose wrestles there. And you are kind of born to wrestle, Ace. And, this is a company that's got names kind of like Stryker and Swift and RJS and BES and Blackout, and who could forget RTG, and it's got Steven Storm, and now Justin Parsley. Got Justin Parsley. He's there.
I mean, BTW is, I'll say this right now, BTW is actually a place that I want to go to because, I've heard a lot of people this year clowning on trampoline wrestlers, and it's like, we're all here to wrestle. Let's all respect each other. And, BTW is one of the best trampoline feds that I've seen in
along with Wrestling Zero, but go ahead.
Along with Wrestling Zero, but BTW as well. And I don't know who runs it. Like, at the same time, I don't watch too much backyard wrestling, outside, in the real world. But BTW is definitely a place that I want to, test myself and test my limits to the guys over there. I've seen some of the guys work over there. I think that they're great. And, whoever runs it, message the BWDU page. I might be running it. It might be management. Who knows? But B2W is definitely a place on my list that I am 100% wanting to show up at.
You would get your bang for your buck because you got Justin Parsley there coming up. You got Comatose. You got RJS, who's defeated Jack Delta, by the way. He's defeated him. You got his brother BES. You got Blackout. You got Swift. I mean, you got some heavy hitters there. And even I hear through a grapevine some guy that's a headline that's going to be making some headlines apparently there also in Oregon. Roseburg, Oregon. Some guy, Aaron Blaze. So you got some big names that are heading there. They're heading west, you might want to say. West, as they used to famously say. So, could be a place of interest for you. And ROEW would be great. James Taylor, Jason Storm, CJ Black, and C Money. Sure. Of course, ask C Money about Zilla. I'm sure that would be a fun conversation. You got a lot of great talents there. Alex Cross, Holden Holloway. Yeah. I mean, a lot of big names
Matthew
there. Matthew Forsaken. Darkron's coming back in a few weeks. I mean, some really interesting names. IMF. I mean, what goes with Justin? You can see Justin Parsley again. Soldier, Omen. I mean, you got Anthony Steele. I mean, you got some names that you have some fun with. Felix Jones. You and Felix Jones would be an interesting match. I mean, how about you and Thomas McEntee, Tyler Fury? A lot of interesting names. So, a couple of places in America now you seem to be zeroing in then on.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of places, and unfortunately there is limits because I'll be having like a 20-ish hour flight to America, and then I don't know what the trip will be looking like, but I know the jet lag will definitely suck. But at the same time, it would definitely be worth it. And there's been a lot of places that I've been wanting to go to. And, I've been taking advice from, the best out there. Like I took advice from Jack Delta. I took advice from Yoshimatsu Matsuda. Hell, even Rad Dad gave me advice. I'm pretty sure you
he did. Well. Oh, my good friend Rad Dad's here Saturday night. Good old Rad Dad. I'm glad that Rad Dad, I think I did say a few nice things about you to Rad. I'm glad that Rad actually spoke to you. That was nice of Mr. Rad Dad.
Yeah, and I thought about what he said, and coming from someone like him, it definitely does mean a lot. And
Yeah.
he basically reminded me that it is possible, and there is definitely a chance to do it, and I'm definitely going to keep that in mind when I do the Ace Reed USA tour.
I can't wait for that, and I'm very excited. And if you'd like to follow Ace on YouTube, he had 1,000 subscribers. We're going to get into maybe some reasons why he doesn't have 1,000
one more thing.
subscribers. Yes.
One more thing I got to quickly mention.
Talk to me.
There's one place. There's one place that I definitely have catched an eye on. TF Crew.
Well, I mean, I could certainly do you a favor with that. I mean, I think I know the guy, right, who owns it. I think I just met him, right?
Yeah, Gabe Sayers. Honestly, I've seen his work, and I want to have a death match with him.
Whoa!
Think about it.
You want a death match with Gabe Sayers?
Gabe Sayers versus the Hardcore Kid. I reckon that would be definitely a good match. That will definitely be something to remember.
You want to break? Do you want to figuratively not only break the internet but break you and Gabe?
Yeah, I reckon I got what it takes.
All right. Well, you know what? Gabe is coming back to Sportswire before the 4th of January with the TF Crew boys. I mean, I'll let Gabe know this. Boy, well, maybe you could decide.
That's only if he wants to as well. Like, don't worry. I'm 18 now. I remember last time you said, wait for me to be 18.
Yes, I did say turn 18.
I'll be making my way to America next year. So, if you want to, I'm all hands up for it.
I'll talk to Gabe about this. I mean, I will. Gabe's coming back. All right. If you want Gabe, I mean, I'm sure Gabe will want it. Who else? Who gave me a super chat? We got a lot of people here right now. Who gave me a chat? Also, what this do? What this do? What this do? What is what this do? What this do?
I don't know, but he donated money.
I appreciate that. I mean, what this do? And by the way, we'll get some more comments. Mr. Nicky Chooch, by the way, Nicky Chooch, who I think who's getting on Sportswire in January. BYW runs deep these days. Yeah. Silas Walker. Oh, I love Silas Walker. Can I give Silas Walker a plug? Silas Walker right now, I got to tell you what, he was on Sportswire. He interrupted Chase Wakefield. Chase Wakefield might not even have a wedding if Silas Walker gets through with him. I mean, Silas Walker right now might be the most interesting man in like underground, backyard, and all of wrestling. Definitely follow this man. Give him a sub. He's almost at 1,000 subs. He's a happy man right now. His Indianapolis Colts in America actually won this week, so their playoff hopes are alive. So he's happy, but he does want to say this to you. Let me pull it up here. 3,000 miles is a lot of miles, but heading west is definitely something that's piqued my interest. There you go. Silas Walker going west. You going west. It seems like people want to go west. Yeah, I can see why. If you're in the East Coast, it's frigid. I want to get, people tell me all the time, Tom, you'll never leave New York City. You were a Brooklyn guy all the way. You're a Staten Islander. This last 2 days makes me think maybe it's time to head west. I don't know.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
Who else we got in the chat before I move on? A lot of people. Better a dinner of herbs is love. A stalled oxen hated the worth. Justin Parsley. Boy, what in the world did he just say? I don't know. Who else we got? Honestly, I know Yoshi had a funny line. I want to get to Yoshi's line. It was funny. They had a Seth Rollins one. Oh, Christmas shirt. Okay, good deal. Yeah, I say all the time. I'm from Brooklyn. That's why I know Nicky Chooch is here. He's from Bayshore. I know Nicky Chooch's, real Nicky Chooch's, and I could tell you that's what was from my most. Nagai. Did I get it right? I don't think so. Let's try this again. Izanagi. Izanagi. Boy, Mr. Matsuda, they're gonna fire me from Wrestling Zero just for that. Yeah, I think Kami would want to fire me off that. Don't slip at American Soap. Well, no, I have the better line. Don't slip on ice. Don't slip on ice.
Definitely won't, because I will be going in the summer season next year.
Yeah, you ain't getting snow.
In America.
You're good. You ain't good. Yeah, it's ice right now to deal with. He's on Zero's payroll. He's going to afford this trip and some. Not me. He's talking about. I actually don't need any payroll. Got to blame something else. Who else we got in the chat? Comatose, I'm definitely interested in seeing you in real time. The hype behind your name is real. Yeah, I agree with that. I know you, Ace. That it is definitely real. It is real, and you got a lot of people talking about you tonight again.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I made the announcement of coming to America, I've had guys like Aaron Blaze, Jack Delta, CJ Black, like a lot of guys. There's a lot that have said, but I can't think of it at the first in my mind because there's just so many people that have been talking about it. But it's definitely, I reckon I definitely broke the. I guess you can say I broke the internet making that announcement pretty much.
You did. I mean, you definitely did break the internet. I mean, exactly. What could you've done this year in BTW is done. Crash collision course. Stalled. I just dropped the yoke and the dead weight off my shoulders. C Money said 23 white and tattoo. That's not somebody's criminal rap sheet, Zilla. I mean, 23 white and tattoo is normal these days. That years ago, that would be like somebody's rap sheet. The West is up. Yeah, the West is up. Yep, the West is definitely up.
Definitely.
Ox is the symbol of strength and submission to authority. All hail. I think I got to Nikki. Come and come all. The king of the West awaits, and that's Comatose. Hello to Silas. Zilla has a crush on Silas also. By the way, another comment from Mr. Matsuda. Ace breaks every object he touches, including turnbuckles and ring ropes. We will say no comment on that. Want to say no comment? No comment?
No comment.
No comment.
No comment. No comment.
No, so a death match is perfect.
Hey, there's a reason why they call me the hardcore kid.
Yeah, a good point. Yes. Izanagi's burden was a fantastic sniper rifle. Yeah, I'm gonna say that till I'm dead. Nagi. Here's Nikki Chooch. She got a good one. I don't miss Long Island's dirty sleet. Yeah, that's a thing. Yes, the dirty snow sits there for a month. Yeah, it's funny. For those that may or may not know, like in New York, like you'll get an inch of snow and people won't shovel it, and it'll like melt. It'll stay as ice for like 2 weeks. It's funny. The funniest thing that people just don't shovel their property. Like when I was growing up in Brooklyn, it was like everything was ice. You get half an inch of snow and it would stay there for like a month. It's the same thing in Staten Island now. It's just people don't. They just have like they're allergic to shoveling. So who else we got here? I don't have a crush on C Money. Okay, that's good. That's good. I think I got the point. Ox, I don't know. He can teleport now. Can the sniper trace teleporting? Ace, you got a lot of comments tonight. It's a big crowd for you.
Yeah,
Unga Bunda Bundy, and Izanagi. I think I finally got that. Izanagi. This is a fun one tonight. Yeah,
you got it.
I got it. All right. I heard you won a tournament or something recently. Before I get to the main entree here, you won something. Some guy I know, Mike Lopez. What happened there?
Yes, Mike Lopez. So, Mike Lopez. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about him.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows how he does these tournaments. Pretty sure everyone has heard about it. But, recently I won his recent tournament, and it was for the, I guess, greatest, whatever the tournament is. I still don't understand the gist of it, but hey, it is what it is. It originally, as every tournament, had 8 people in it. This one had 4, and I want to clarify. As much as like I appreciate the win, I don't felt like I deserved it. I don't.
Why? Why not? Why don't you feel you deserve it?
Well, there was not as much people on there, and like obviously I would win either way because this has been the best year yet for me. But I do feel like I don't want Australian backyard wrestling just to be known as like Ace, Reed, Striker, and Yoshi Matsumata. Like those are the main 3 attractions right now. I feel like there should be other people there that have put in the hard work and have been recognized as well. Like Ragnar. Ragnar won the Wrestling Zero Undisputed Championship.
How about Tom Hennigan? Right, how about Tom Hennigan? What about Days? I mean, there's a lot of people.
Exactly. Tom Hennigan, Days, even my brother King Chaos, Ryan Blade.
Yep.
Ryan Blade, the guy in ECW who was the one that pinned me. The first.
How about Nate Ryan? What about Nate Ryan? What about his background? What about his history?
Exactly. Like there's a lot of people that are being underlooked, and it sucks to see that because it's just a shame. But I know one thing I do know is that Yoshimatsu Matsuda, didn't want to be in the tournament because he doesn't consider himself Australian. He considers himself Japanese.
Worldwide.
I'm okay with that. But there's other people on the roster too.
But
that
you
can
know what?
easily
I hate to
recognize.
say this, but this is why I don't do rankings, because what happens is it's subjective.
And it gets political.
Yes, and that's why I will not. One wrestler said, "Oh, you need to do a year rankings." No, because there's a lot of people out there, and you don't get to see everybody. And I think that, to me, what you're doing is you're putting your own opinion, and you're going to leave somebody out, and that's disappointing because you're now turning yourself into, so you're Meltzer, you're Wade Keller, you're one of these, and that's what happens is guys, and I'm not trying to knock rankings. People want to do polls, God bless them. But to me, you're now turning into armchair quarterback. You're turning it into, and then people want to say, well, this is your people want to politic. They want to advocate for themselves in a certain way. And I think that it becomes a partisan biased affair. So really, some underrated people, they don't get to be. And I think it goes for a number of things. It goes to underground, backyard, independent.
Yeah.
There's the BYW Hub has done things. And I like the BYW Hub, but they did rankings. There's people like, well, why am I not in it? People were like, well, they're trampoline, I'm wrestling. And then, there's a guy that does a magazine. And I think some of the guys like Nikki and Silas know what I'm talking about. He does I think it's Three Kings magazine, something like that. They do a magazine. They have a rankings for people. And I think this is why I don't do rankings, because again, I'm not a wrestler, right? Yes, I watch a lot, but I would be doing a disservice to somebody out there. That's why I don't do these rankings. You want to come on here, present your story. You want to I'm here to network. I'm not here to tear down people. I'm here to give people opportunity. I think we've done that. I know there was some problem with the pedos and all that. I think that's been eliminated, it better be eliminated. But I think for the most part, if you look at, it better be, because then I'm going to have to take people I know who are Nikki Chooch in real life, but we don't want to go down that road. But the point is that I really think that we're here to bring people together. We're here to have people network. Let's, work together. We're seeing that. I'm seeing it a lot more now the last several weeks. I think the last 6 or 7 weeks of Sportswire have actually been the best it's ever been, because I think that, you're seeing the viewership, but you're also seeing new people here. I see it in the chats. People are here. It's more down to earth, not the, Showtime at the Apollo, Tuesday night fights. It's more like, I want to hear what you got. Give me storylines. And I think that's why, I know there's Mike Lopez's, other magazines. I won't do it. I just will not, because I think that you're doing a disservice to too many people. That's just my opinion. It's my opinion, I just think that it's just too many. Wait, how was I mentioned just now? I mentioned it in terms of personality. I think Ace Reed froze. There you go, Ace. Are you there, Ace? Ace. I got you.
I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. Yeah. I think I was mentioning it. Oh, I think Silas mentioned it. But let me get to some people here in the chat. I think I said my piece on that. I could see that the combos.
I definitely think that, from my perspective, I think I'm definitely said what I said was right. And, I think I've had a lot of thought about it, and, I think I've decided from now on where when it comes to tournaments or power rankings, I don't want anything to do with it. Do not put me in any power rankings or tournaments anymore, because I've come to realize it's just a tournament. It's not what people actually think about you. No. What matters is what you think about yourself as a person, as an opponent as well, and as a wrestler.
Exactly. And that's why I will never do those things. The only thing I will endorse is Copper Dragon with the ratings. I will endorse the Copper Dragon, because I think when Copper does it, he's wrestled. So Copper's the one exception. The Copper Dragon videos are the one difference. So I agree with that. I could see why Ace knows why I haven't put on there. Nikki beat Scorpion, the assassin. I don't know if I want to call him a has-been. But Silas and Nikki Chooch had a match. I talked about it on Sportswire a month and a half ago. You read my mind, Nikki. Aside from his dirty sneakers, brother was Silas Walker. You should have him on your list of wrestlers. Silas Walker.
Walker.
I'm telling you, he's here, by the way. He's
I'll write
here.
That down.
No, seriously, write him down. He's here 13 days from now, January 4th. He's here 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Silas Walker. In fact, I'm going to do you a favor because I like Silas Walker and I like you. I'm going to put up Silas Walker's Instagram page because I really think you should get to know this guy because this is a guy you should have a match with. This is a guy you should definitely put DBW into your calendar. DBW, Dominant Breakout Wrestling. Gotcha. DBW, put that in your travel. Yep, they're in Maryland. Definitely put them in there. Go do that. DBW is a company. Brandon Costelli's there. Mr. Wakefield's there. So put them in your itinerary. They're up there with the other companies, RWW, TF Crew, BTW. Those would be your 4. You want to throw IMF, that's 5. You want to throw NEW, 6. Good luck. Yeah, I don't consider myself an Aussie yarder. Yeah, I agree. You calling out my shoes was the last straw. Just wait till you see my next match. Yeah, he's got new boots, and Chase Wakefield's going to find those boots down his throat after what I saw last time on Sportswire. Yeah, exactly. I think I mentioned how. Oh, okay, yeah. Australian internet. Yeah. I do a lot of UK stuff. Proud, damn Silas. Proud, yeah. I agree with you that. There's a tournament that's absolute next year, Ace. How do I say this? The Takachi Budokai?
I believe that's how you say it, yeah. I definitely know.
Thank you, Ace, for backing me up. Right. Thank you, Ace. Another question. Will you officially enter?
I'm considering it.
Political answer there.
You know, I've got a lot on my mind at the moment with the realms, so
I'm gonna get to BWDU in a second. And I have to message you when we're off the air because I really do want to get you onto Sportswire. You have really interest. I heard him on a podcast. I heard Nikki Chooch. You know, let me put Nikki's up here on Instagram because Nikki is a New York guy, and I thought he was so fascinating. Nikki Chooch. There we go. There's Nikki Chooch. Everybody in the chat, go follow Nikki Chooch. I interviewed him a long time ago, but not this guy. It's a guy that looks like him. Go follow Nikki Chooch. This guy is interesting. He's got one of the more interesting personalities. Yep, Nikki Chooch.
Right.
Yep,
I'll write him down.
Write him down because this guy, he's from New York. But he's not from my neck of the woods. I know guys like him in real life, but he left New York. I really do know guys that look like him and have put bullets in people's heads. I know. I am not in the mob, but I know people that certainly could have some experiences on that. I said too much. Actually, my mother and I were having a conversation about this. One of my former employers, but who's a former United States congressman. But that's a different show for a different time. But yeah, Nikki Chooch, go follow him. And he used a word that I have heard used in my home communities. I have heard that word. It's not going to tell you what it means. Ace is putting names on the list. Love it. Write it twice and don't keep the match on ice, kid. It's not all Hollywood. I can tell you it's not all Hollywood. I'm telling you it's not all Hollywood. I can tell you because I'm from those neighborhoods, Bay Ridge, Bensonhurst, Steiker Heights, here in Staten Island. I can tell you it's not Hollywood. When they said the mob, that's what yeah, exactly. I'm going to agree with Nikki. It's not, listen, the mob, it's, what Goodfellas, I think they could have did worse, really. The mob was really true. But some people even say, Ace, I hate to say this, that New York City was better when the mob controlled things. People say it would have been safer, would have been nicer. I don't know if I'd go that far, but there are people that, I know people still, like, from those neighborhoods that tell me, Tom, we should have had the mob back in power. I'm like, I don't know if I want to endorse, murders, again, but the controlled opposition. You got to say it's Hollywood so they know you're quiet about it. Well, you just heard about it from me. My friend Heshi Tischler would know a few things or two about the mob. He actually grew up in Bensonhurst. But let's move away from that. I don't want to talk about the mob. I want to talk about, for the remaining minutes, BWDU. Ace Reed. I know you had 1,000 subscribers special. Everything was all hunky-dory there. You wrestled Striker over there. But I was wondering, what's going on in BWDU?
So, BWDU.
Yeah.
We have had one hell of a year. Probably the best year yet, even though we only just started. But including the BW days, this is our best year yet.
Yeah.
At the moment, we are currently on hiatus.
What?
Because we are on hiatus. At the moment, most of the roster quit.
Why?
And I wish I had an answer for it, but there's just no reason to it. But they quit, and they didn't respect me doing this, and I thought, wow, okay, like with people that I was growing up with, most of them quit, and it's a shame that they quit. I really wanted to
So
teach
why'd they
them a lot
quit?
of
What's
new
the
things.
matter here? All these guys. Now I'm gonna talk like from the neighborhood. What's the matter with these guys here? What's wrong with them? Hey.
I wish I had an answer too, but unfortunately I don't. They quit, and now we've been on hiatus, and ever since then, we've lost like 70 subscribers overnight, and now we're like around 920 something subscribers when we were originally like nearly at 1100. And it's a shame that they quit. But then I realized, they were unreliable. They were the most unsafest wrestlers. And then I realized I don't need them on my roster. I need people that are keen. I need people that want to do this, not people that feel like they have to be forced to do this. So that is why we have got a new show at the end of the year. And I will send you the photos now to show you. It will be the official match card.
Show me the photos. DM to me. And I got to, while you do that, I got a line for those people. You know what the line is? Forget about them. Forget about them. Let me tell you something, Ace. Forget about them. Forget about them. And you know what I'm going to tell them? I'm going to use, I shouldn't do this on air. I'm going to use a term that they would use in the neighborhood. That's my opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Forget about him. You send me the match card, and I'm sure I'll play it.
Definitely. I just need to get the logo up.
Okay, take your time.
Take your time. Set to go.
Okay.
Yeah, Australian Wi-Fi over here is different. Australian Wi-Fi over here is different.
I could see, Ace. I could see here. What's the matter here with these guys? They can't give you the right internet. They can't give you the right. Come on here. Hey, you guys paying all this money for the internet. What's the matter here? Now I'm going to tell you, what's wrong with them. Hey, paisano, come on here.
No.
Just saying.
I just sent you the logo, and I will send you the 7 match cards.
Yeah, send me the photo. You got me the one photo. Tell me when you send all of them, and I'll put them up. And then I'll have an announcement. I'll have an announcement. I think I'm going to get an announcement on the air because I got somebody here, and I'm going to make an announcement for a guest. If they give me the green light for a guest, you got me all the photos. All right, we'll do that. And Silas might forget about it. Line. See, that's people know that it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was all right. Am I good to show the photos?
Yes, just the video that I am sending you right now. Save that for last. It's definitely a special occasion for this one.
So I got one photo on here. I don't have 6 photos. Do you
They should be sending.
Okay, all right. If you want, send me to my email if it doesn't show up in the next minute or two. I will DM you my email is thomasbryce15@yahoo.com. Now you all can email me now. thomasbryce15 at Yahoo. So if that doesn't work, I'll put it through my email there on the screen. And who's got that? Who's got that? Yeah, don't get me wrong, it looks crazy. Yeah. Unsend it, send it to me, and I'm gonna make my announcement while you do that. Nikki Chooch is coming to Sportswire. Hey, yo, January 9th, 8:30 Eastern Time live. Come on, fellas, tune in. You better be here for it. Hey, let's go. You got a property. Nah, I don't do it like that. I don't do it like that. I'm going to show up the way I'm going to show up, as a fellow guy from the neighborhood. That's how I was brought up, to show up the way I want. But you sent me everything? Are we good?
I'm sending you it individually on Instagram. So
all right, you know what? Yeah, give it
to
me on Instagram. Okay, I got the photos. All right, we're gonna show them. I actually have the photos. Okay, cool. So yeah, I can do it. I see it one by one. It's popping up. All right, so you're gonna tell me
The video
here
should
what's
be
gonna
sent
come
now.
up. All right, so let's go one by one. You
So,
tell me what I'm looking at here first.
So, on December 31st, 2024, we have our return show, and it will be called In Your Yard.
Okay.
And I reckon after this, we're definitely going to change the game, because I've had a lot of people that have been unreliable. I have been, stood up on the past few times, and that's not going to happen anymore, because we have got a fresh start, a new roster that will definitely be keen on coming on to the shows and definitely want to wrestle for BWDU.
Well, I have the photos for them. I just can't put them up yet. Give me 1 second. Let me try this because I'm having a hard time seeing it on Instagram, and I don't know why. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see now. Now I think it might show up. Okay, give me a minute. Yep. Okay, one boom, boom, boom. All right, let's see now. I might be able to pop it up on here now, the way I put it up. Okay. All right, now I think it'll show up. Give me 1 second. Nick, yep,
You're all
let's
good.
see now. All right, you see it now? No, you don't see it now. Now you should see it. Do you see it now?
It's loading.
No, I don't know why you don't
moment.
see it. Now we got it. There you go. The internet is just a funny place. There you go. Yep.
So in your yard.
There you go. So in your yard. Okay, that's one. Okay, one.
And
this will take place when again? December what? 31st?
December 31st, right on New Year's Eve. And props to Anthony Aries, the owner of the Backyard Wrestling Nexus, for making and designing the logo for BWDU. We appreciate it.
Yes, and Anthony will be here Friday afternoon. So what am I looking at here right now?
So that is the first match to kick off the show. It will be a number one contendership for the UPW International Championship. It will be Alex Dakota versus a Mr. opponent. And let's just say, the only hint I'm going to give is that he has definitely been seen on BWDU before, and he will make a return once again.
Okay, very fascinating. Let's go with this. Who do I got next? Okay, there we go. I see some people I definitely know very well, and a bunch of familiar faces from, let's just say, Wrestling Zero and elsewhere. But tell us for the audience, what am I looking at?
So, that for the match card is a 4-man fatal 4-way Gold in the Vault ladder match. Gold in the Vault is basically our version of Money in the Bank. We have King Chaos, Captain Australia, which is basically kind of like my alter ego, like a 3 Phases of Foley, pretty much. And then we got...
Yeah, I've seen this on BWDU TV.
Yeah. Then we have got Unga Bunga Bundy from Wrestling Zero, and the guy on the far right, Mr. Thief, the former UPW International Champion.
There you go. Very well done. And we'll pull that off the screen. And I'll go to the videos last. I got Ryan Blade. Man, we spoke about Days and Ryan Blade in the tables match. Hopefully the tables break in this case.
Yes, hopefully. But as you can see, it will be Ryan Blade versus Days in a tables match for the Wired Up Podcast Championship. Now, unfortunately, there was a tournament, but because of the hiatus that we have been on, this is what we can give you. And we hope that, this will be a good match to give the fans that are watching and, give it a good product as well.
No question about that. We spoke about Ryan Blade at length a few minutes ago. That'll be fun. And we'll definitely get into that. And Nikki Chooch was messaging me, but let's just say you send me the link, I'll buy this shirt because my bank account can afford it. The Missing Boy and Pyro, definitely another interesting one. You want to talk about it?
Yes. Now, this will be the second time that these two face off. The first time, Pyro got the upper hand and pretty much destroyed the Missing Boy in under 2 minutes. So we are giving them round 2, and hopefully let's see that the Missing Boy can put up a better fight this time.
For sure. And now I want to play a video. I want to play a video, which you gave me access to. So let me see.
There's still other match cards. There should still be
I
other
gotta play.
Wait, pause it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
There should be other match cards. Have they been sent?
No.
Okay, I'll send it now. But
okay, let me take it off the screen.
I guarantee you, save the video for last. It will definitely be a big surprise.
Okay, well, I'm not wrestling, but okay, fine. And Nikki Chooch, January 9th, 8:30. Trust me, you will not want to miss that January 9th. If you're here, we'll figure it out. And they'll give the kangaroo. He would give a kangaroo a Chooch driver. He would. So I have the photo. I have the photo now. Yes, I do. I got the photo. Okay, let me put the photo up and then play the video after that. Right? That's the order you want.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Wait, it's Jay Ryan. He's alive.
Yes, it's official. It will be Jay Ryan versus the cross-country talent Echo for the BWDU Territorial Championship.
Wow, Jay Ryan lives. Mr. Matsuda must not be happy right now.
Probably not. But
he's not happy. He's definitely not happy. Well, that's very interesting there. Very interesting. And then we've got, oh boy, a bunch of other people. I said Unga Bunga, Rich Man's here. I mean, we got a lot of usuals here. Boy, this is almost like a Wrestling Zero match almost.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, a lot of the Wrestling Zero guys are confirmed to come to BWDU. So, I guess you can say it's pretty much we're officially partners now, which is, a good thing.
It was announced. Well, that was announced over the weekend, by the way.
Yes. Now, the 9-man gauntlet match is for that championship at the back. That is a new championship in BWD, which is called the Backyard Wrestling Championship. Now, how this championship works is once you have
how does it work?
Here's how it works. If you win it and successfully defend it 3 times, you can cash that championship in for a world title match.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the 9-man gauntlet match will be for that championship. It will be Rich Man, Mighty Fish, Unga Bunga Bundy, MB, Alex James, Rabid Panda, Mute, Mr. Too Good, and a mystery opponent that will be the 9th, the very last.
9th. Yeah, I haven't heard many 9-man gauntlet matches, but we're getting one here. And I know some people would like to mute me sometimes on Sportswire. But we're getting a 9-man gauntlet match. And Mr. Matsuda says, let's say the final entrant in that match is a creator of worlds. Anthony Arias might have created the logo, but I don't think he's creating enough of an appearance here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe James Taylor's showing up. Maybe James Taylor. I mean, James Taylor, after all, just showed up to IMF. Maybe now James Taylor's going to be there. That would be, if you got James Taylor on this show, you will really break the internet. You know what? I'm sure I will ask James this question. He'll definitely be back on Sportswire. He's always on Sportswire. I'll ask James.
Now,
very fascinating.
Now, the video.
Okay, you want me to play the video now?
Before we get to
play the video. Okay.
Before we get to it, this will be an announcement for my opponent in your yard for the BWD World Championship, and I will guarantee that it will be one of my biggest opponents yet. It will be definitely a hell of a match that everyone has been waiting to see. So, by all means, play the video.
Am I okay now? You want me to? I mean, I could take the video off the screen and just call it a day.
I'm 100%. You can show the video now. I wanted to save it for a special place, and this is definitely the special place.
Ace, you are a gentleman and a Rhodes Scholar. That's what you were, a gentleman and a Rhodes Scholar. Not to be confused with the gentleman of exquisite caliber, Godric Sandwell. So let's play it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent for In Your Yard.
God's gift to professional wrestling.
It's 100%. It will be
Ace
versus Ace Shack.
How'd you pull that one off?
Let's just say we were
I
in
know
the talks
A-Shack.
and let's just say we were in the talks and it's 100%. It's going to be me versus
You got
A-Shack in
A-Shack?
your yard.
Dude.
A-Shack.
Ace versus Ace. Ace versus Ace. What an ace in the hole. Ace Reed. You are definitely an ace, but can you ace this test with Ace Shack? I mean, he's been around, bro. This is a guy that this is one for the ages. Ace, you got Ace Shack. Can you hang with this? Ain't Matsuda. This ain't Striker. Ace versus Ace. I mean, he's been around. He goes back way back in the time machine. I know who he is.
Yeah, Ace Shack. And another special announcement, if we could get to the match card there. It will be in the video.
Tell me where I'm going.
Basically at the end of the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? Let me come back to that. Hold on one second. You know what? I apologize. Yeah, I think Silas and I have the same brain on that. Give me 1 second. Come back to it.
Yeah. Now, just go to where the match card was and just pause it. There we go. Now, me versus Ace Shack for the BWG World Heavyweight Championship. And
yes, I see it.
I feel like I have a right and definitely a good way to say this and announce it, because there have been so many people that throughout the year have been clowning on trampoline wrestlers. I feel like I need to prove them wrong, and I feel like this is the perfect way to do it. So I want to prove that trampoline.
He's got a history.
Oh yeah, I want to prove it that trampoline wrestlers, such as myself and other guys out there, can definitely handle it in a ring and not bounce off 37 feet off the ground. That is why the main event, me versus Ace Shack, it will be in the MXW Ascend Arena, but that means it will be in a professional wrestling ring.
Wait. Time out. Ace Reed. You mean to tell me that you're wrestling Ace Shack, not on a trampoline, not on a mat, not on the ground, but a professional wrestling ring? Is that right?
A professional wrestling ring. That is correct. It will be in the MXW Ascend Arena where they kicked it off.
Wow. I mean,
in a professional wrestling ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ace Reed versus Ace Shack. Ace versus Ace. Ace
and
versus
all I'm saying is it'll be my first time wrestling in a wrestling ring. It'll be my first match in a professional wrestling ring. So all I'm saying is don't expect me to have like a 7-star Copper Dragon match or have a 5-star Dave Meltzer, but at least expect me to be good enough and to prove to everyone that I can hang in the ring. I may mess up a few times, like maybe, because it'll be my first time in a ring. But all I'm saying is I reckon with this match, I can definitely prove it that I will be able to hang in there with guys that wrestle in the ring.
Oh, I think you're going to definitely hang in there. And I think you're going to definitely come up aces. In fact, you're going to come up aces high. I got no doubt about that. And it's going to be a match that I think it's one for the ages. You're going to wrestle Ace Shack. I mean, this is
Ace Shack.
As good as it gets. I mean, you would have told me Striker again. All right. I would have saw that coming. Matsuda 4. All right, but you got Ace Shack. I mean, welcome to the big leagues, kid. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. Welcome to the big leagues. Yeah, he used to interact. Yeah, he was he interacted with people in the GBYW era. His name definitely came up. Yeah. That's a big announcement. I started on the trampoline. I don't throw stones. Rep to the UWE. Yeah, the storylines were next level and production was fire. Do the best you can. Yeah, that's it. You know what? That's what my dad used to always say. As long as you show up and do the best you can. He'd even say, hey, yeah, do the best you can. That's what he'd say. As long as you try. Hey, all right. That's what he'd say. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah.
Somebody liked me saying that. It was funny. I listen. I know. Yeah. Who else we got before we move on? Wow. I'll take care of that. Don't worry. 8:30 p.m. January 9th. Nikki Chooch better be here. Yep. Ace versus Ace. Thank you, Abraham. You said the words out of my mouth. I've been pro. I know he's got this. I do too. Boom. Just it's funny. I think we were talking about the neck drills yesterday on the show. No, I think we're talking about neck drills yesterday with Joe Starr. Yeah, we were talking about it with Joe Starr neck drills. We're talking about that. So you got all that there. Yeah, you definitely got all that and some. Boy, Ace Reed. I mean,
don't worry. I was definitely taught to tuck my chin in. So don't worry. I will definitely tuck my chin in with this match.
Yeah, that's that age. But you know what, Ace? I tell you what. Before we let you go, you had. What a show tonight. You ran through the gauntlet. We talked Zero. We talked BWD. We talked Striker. We talked UPW. Yeah. We talked Coming to America. We talked weddings. We talked New York style accents. We talked,
we talked about Zilla and C Money.
Zilla and C Money. Now we end the show with you maybe having one of the biggest tests anybody and anywhere will have in the yard period this year. You're going to be wrestling Ace Shaq. Well, kid, you better ace the test. You better be studying, and I think you will. I think you do just all right, and I think you come up with an ace or two. You have an ace in the hole, and I'm excited about all of that. If you want to follow Ace, let me put Ace's Instagram up before we get to closing thoughts here, because you got to go check him out on Instagram, because if you don't, there's people here that haven't heard him in a while. He's only got 377 followers. Go give him 378, give him 379, and that's his page. So go follow him. Definitely want to do that. I also want to take care of Wrestling Zero. Let me take care of Wrestling Zero before we go. Wrestling Zero is also on YouTube. We must support Wrestling Zero because a bunch of us are on Wrestling Zero TV, like Mr. Matsuda, like Mr. Reed, like yours truly. And I would definitely be doing a disservice to myself if we don't plug Wrestling Zero, because we're going to plug a whole list of other people every other day on Sportswire. And here we go, like this, go like that, take that. So you can follow Ace. That's his Instagram. I'm going to put up Wrestling Zero's YouTube page because we're moving up. Like the Jeffersons moving up. It was like when I was a kid. We moved up. I was like in junior high going into high school. Things got better.
For the love of God, please subscribe to BWDU, because I do not know how we lost 70 subscribers overnight. That doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you. I'm going to put it up right now. I'm going to do my best. Ace, if I could give you my subscribers, I'd give them to you. Ace, are you sure you don't want to take over Sportswire? Because I can retire. You could have the subscribers.
Actually, I'm sure. I reckon I'm doing just fine where I'm doing, and I reckon you are doing even better where you are right now.
Well, unfortunately, we do need to get more subscribers for BWD, because that's actually upsetting. Actually, I'm actually upset because you had 1,000 subscribers. Like, what the fill in the blanks? I mean, come on here, let's go.
I know, right?
I'm going to turn into Brooklyn again. But there you go. That's his Ace's page. Somebody go and hit a sub for us. And Ace, don't become a member of the Broken Neck Club. Yeah, that's a club you don't want to become a member of. But don't break some necks. Break a leg, as they used to always say. But you have any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to plug, share, say? Or just rather, I think it was your best one to date. I think last time was your best one. I think you did it here. Yeah, go follow my mate. Push that stuff. Yeah. And Nikki's on Instagram. Give Nikki a follow. We'll plug Nikki at the end because he's my guest coming up. But anything you want to say tonight? Anything else? More closing thoughts you got before we go?
Honestly, the only thing that I got to say is everyone stay tuned for In Your Yard. It'll be our return show. It'll be probably the best show that we have had yet. So everyone, please stay tuned for that. Hit the notification bell on BWDU. And by all means, have a good day.
Absolutely. Have a good day. Have a good evening. And definitely check out Ace. He's a part of Zero, and obviously BWDU are working together. And that's Nikki's page. go give him a follow. Just do it. Somebody just do it just because they should. And that's his page. Follow everybody. And the best is yet to come. And I have no doubt, Ace, you're going to have a big year. And I can't wait for thank you for giving us Rhea Ripley. I got to say, thank you. There's a lot of people that would definitely say thank you for allowing us to see her backside. But I'm going to say she's a phenomenal talent, and we definitely appreciate her here, and we definitely want to see more of her. But we don't thank you for giving us what's his name, the tag team partner of Austin Theory. What's his name again?
Right,
but don't thank you so much for him. Yes. We definitely pray for that, and Nikki thought it was funny. Yeah, that was funny. But all right, well, you know what, Ace? I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I'll definitely have some fun with it. Speaking of people, one more time before we go, he decided to show up, my wingman. Have you seen the photo with me and Barry, by the way? Have you seen the photo of me without the mutton chops? Have you seen it?
I don't think I have, and I kind of regret it.
Well, we'll see. Oh, you did? You did or you didn't?
I didn't.
Well, that's why I'm going to show it to you because Barry's here. You know what?
Sure
you know what? I'm going to show it to you. But before I do that, because Barry's here and Barry's trying to get to 100 subs, you're at 80. He's at 85. You're like 10 plus times ahead of him. Barry's a hardcore gamer, and Barry's trying to buy a gaming chair. I gave him a donation. Just give him a sub. He's really from Brooklyn, by the way. Barry actually lives in Brooklyn still. He's there. And Barry lives by a police precinct and a firehouse. Barry lives in the hood, by the way. Barry really lives in the hood. I mean, I definitely moved up. I'm not quite in Beverly Hills, but I moved up. We got out of there. But Barry's hanging in there. And that's the 411. That's Barry's page. And yeah, I'm going to put up the photo, Ace. I want you to see. I want those in the chat to see it. If you didn't see the photo without the mutton chops, I'm putting it up because that's how it's got to be. And Barry's going to get so annoyed about it, but it's too damn bad. So I'm going to put it up. Let me see. Can I put it up? Nope, I can't put it up yet. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go like this. There we got it. Okay, cool. Let's see. Here we go, Barry.
Here we go.
All right, there we go. I don't have it up yet. I don't know why. Give me 2 minutes. It's not pulling up. I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna take this to share. I'm gonna stop. I know where I'm gonna put it here. All right, give me 1 second. I know people in the chat's like, I want to go already. I want to end my night. But I got the photo. I'm gonna put it from Barry's page because Barry's got it on his Instagram. So we're gonna put Barry Gutman. Barry's getting embarrassed. I know Barry's never coming back to Sportswire again, but Barry actually wants followers, so come back to Sportswire. He doesn't have much of a choice. But there we go. All right, there we go. Here we go. Now I got it for you, Ace. Just give me 2 seconds. I gotta just pull it up.
Let's see that.
Now, if my computer would allow me to, it's not allowing me to put it up. I don't know. All right, let's see now. Do you see me now? Do you see me now, Ace?
No, it's not up.
All right, 1 more minute. All right, now it'll pull. Unfortunately, it may be time to get a new computer, but here we go. Okay. Yep. Here we go. There we go. Okay, now you should see it. Yep, now you should see it.
All right, let's see it.
I'm waiting. I can't put it up. Okay, now do you see it? There we go. Finally. There we go. We got it. What do you think? What do you think?
Stick to the mutton chops. Stick to the mutton chops.
Barry left.
Chops.
Dude, that was 6.5 years ago in Coney Island. And I was in Coney Island there. I really in the hood. That was it. Well, Coney Island's not what it used to be, but yeah. There it goes. Yeah, Zilla, we appreciate her. No, Zilla shouldn't turn heel. Don't give her any ideas. Heel Zilla and zero. I don't know. Just ripping into saying how much they hate everybody. Yeah, that's a funny one. But yeah. So you don't like the look? You like it? What do you think?
Please stay with the mutton chops.
I haven't changed.
Please stay. I think everyone's used to seeing you with the mutton chops. This is my first time, seeing a picture of you with, well, basically no mutton chops and
nothing.
I can just keep the mutton chops.
Well, you know what's funny? My mother was in the chat. Was it Omen? I think it was Omen was here. It was Omen Black was here, and we were talking about. I think Ox McCoy was in the chat, and I made a joke about. She's like, no, keep the hair. Finally, all years ago when I started growing my hair. Why do you have long hair now? Yeah, because I got 1,300 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm a somebody now. Yeah, keep it. No, keep it. Yeah, keep it. So we're gonna keep it. Yeah, the mutton chops. I think they're an improvement. I just, we have to get Paige Palazzolo to like it, but that's a different show for a different time. That's let's see, somebody that I definitely like. But yep, that's what I looked like. Ace, Merry Christmas to everybody here in the chat. I will see you. By the way, Silas Walker, January 4th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, joins you in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. You better be there for that. You better be the sailor.
Oh, God. I think we lost connection. Yeah, okay. Lost connection. Where did he go? I actually am wondering where he went. The H3 takeover. He's a distinguished gentleman. Yeah. Where did he go? That was weird. Let me give him a message. Because that was weird. Oh, no, he's gone. All right, well, I'm taking over. I guess I'm taking over. I'm the new owner of Sportswire Radio now. Magic Land. Yeah, that's right. I'm taking over Sportswire Radio now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your new host of Sportswire Radio. I'm Ace Reed. I'm back. I make a return. But no, seriously, go subscribe. Go subscribe to BWD. Go and subscribe to Wrestling Zero. Go subscribe to ETW. We put in a lot of work with what we do. And, by all means, go and check us out. Like, we're, for Australians, we're doing pretty good. But seriously, where did Thomas Bryce go? Where did he go? Let's check. I'm going to shoot him a message on Instagram. See where he went. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
There we go.
Technical difficulties. The A3 takeover. Did you say anything, Ace?
That's okay.
Well, unfortunately, I am off.
Yeah,
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said that I was the new owner of Sportswire Radio when you were gone.
I keep telling you that I want you to take over. You and Zilla should take over. But yes, unfortunately, my computer froze. Yeah, Ace, maybe you will take over. But I did want to announce Silas Walker is here. January 4th, 9:30 p.m. goes into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. You'll be back next month sometime. And Nikki Chooch is here January 9th. Dominic of YBW is here tomorrow. Abraham Storm is Tuesday. Sean Jovi and Abraham Storm, both 9 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. And I will see everybody soon. And Ace, Merry Christmas. And this time we'll get it right.
You too.
So we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody.